couple on Tucson. Larry put a comment in there. The work order is about the doors, not shutting. So Larry says, I can trim off and sand the doors, but when the rain comes, they'll have the doors that are sawed off and trimmed so they won't fit anymore. So I guess there's two things. One, I did follow up with the tenant on the doors, foundation issues, which are typically part of that is water in the yard and foundation. So can you send me pictures of the yard and some close-ups around your foundation? And I asked them if they had soaker hoses and did they use them and did they water the yard? So I have that question out to the tenant. But the immediate question is, are we responsible for fixing these doors?
The first thing is you want to make sure that troubleshooting, Steve, we should get a response before you assign somebody to go look at it. The only urgent item is if they cannot lock their exterior door. That's a property code issue. So if you have interior doors that are not able to close, that isn't anything that should be handled with urgency. We want to follow that protocol, especially with foundation issues. So the first thing is, do you have any soaker hoses? That's very important. The second thing is mulch. I'm not sure how much you know about the purpose of mulch, but it retains water and it dries out slower. So the grass and the ground can continue to absorb water, right? Instead of just water gushing in, it's a slower effect for the foundation. That's extremely important in Texas because Texas has foundation issues. That's just a reality. You can do a lot for the severity of the foundation, making sure that your drain is pointed in the right direction, because even too much water going into the foundation creates too much movement. So there's a healthy balance there. Getting their response is helpful. And the other thing is we've been dealing with a drought. That's just a reality. So one of the things that I would do, first thing is you don't want to start shaving doors when you're coming out of the summer and clearly there was a drought, because the handyman is alluding to is I can shave this down so you can close all your doors. But once the rainy season comes, which is coming, right? October, November, we get a little bit more moisture. There's more rain. That house is going to start moving again. And then now you have a gap like this on your doors. We want to understand the severity. Maybe, I don't know if Larry has videos or the resident can send you videos like how much is it sticking? So right now, my doors are sticking. I have my daughter's bedroom and then also my son's bedroom. I mean, it's literally like you got to hip it. You got to close it and then you got to hip it to open it. But that's happening. And my house moves quite a bit. So just that awareness and understanding that. And also now putting the onus on the resident. Do they have sprinklers set up? If they have sprinklers at the property, what kind of schedule are they running? You can send them a tips on what they need to do to make sure that the foundation is being taken care of. The second thing is if they don't have sprinkler systems, do they have soaker hoses? Okay. The soaker hoses will allow water to slowly seep out and water the foundation accordingly. And then also, if it does rain, where's all the water going? It has to be moving away from the house versus pouring directly into the house. You want to look at some of those different things. Here's the big thing though, Stephen, this is why we want to make sure we get this information first, is because we want to save a trip for our team and also a trip fee for our landlord, because a lot of this stuff you can solve just visually and understanding with as much data as you can. So really good rule of thumb, if it's not an emergency, don't feel like you need to assign it right away. That's something that helps me take a step back. Can I solve this with coaching tips? Can I send a YouTube video? Can I send a loom to the resident? And I think that will allow you to slow down a little bit as far as what may be going on and what we're trying to do in a situation like this. Because foundation is not an overnight fix. So you're not going to get there and fix it long term. Shaving the doors is a short-term fix. But typically what you do, Steve, is you start shaving doors when the foundation has been repaired. So now it's kind of moved and settled. And now you start making all of the adjustments.